Okay, I'm gonna illustrate that earlier comment with an example. Okay, let's find the absolute extrema of, say, of the function, and I'm just making everything up here. F of x equals, say, x cubed plus 9,000x squared plus 4862x minus the year I was born, 1999, equals 0. Okay? Or no, it doesn't equal 0. This is the function. We're going to set it equal to 0 later, but basically the question is find the absolute extrema of this function on the interval from -10 to 2. And I just made everything up here, okay? As you'll see, it doesn't matter. The process is the same. The first thing we're going to do is, as I said, to find the first derivative of f of x, set it equal to 0, and solve for x. Okay, so we have f prime of x, this is the first derivative, equals 3x squared plus 18,000x plus 4862, and negative 1999 just disappears. And now we set this equal to 0 and solve for x. So we can use the quadratic formula, x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I'm just gonna punch this into my calculator real quick. Okay, so our first x is negative 0.27, and our second x is negative 5,999, okay? So we're actually gonna disregard this second x because it falls outside this range, right? We only want x's between -10 and 2 inclusive, okay? Negative 5,999, that's a long ways away from this range. So we're gonna discard this. We're gonna only look at negative 0.27, okay? Our next step is to plug this into f of x to find our relative extrema, okay? So this is our critical value, and we're going to plug it into f of x, okay? So we get basically f of negative 0.27 equals negative 0.27 cubed plus 9,000. I'm just bringing this down here, basically. So 9,000 times negative 0.27 squared plus 4862 times negative 0.27 minus 1999. And we're going to evaluate this. Let me punch this into my calculator again. So we get negative 2655, okay? Now we're gonna, so this is our relative extrema. And now we have to find the absolute, in order to find the absolute extrema, we first have to evaluate f of x at the endpoints, okay? So we need f of negative 10, which is negative 10 cubed plus 9,000 times negative 10 squared plus 4862 times negative 10 minus 1999, okay? And we're gonna, let me do this in my calculator again. So we get 848,381. And now we just want f of 2, which is 2 cubed plus 9,000 times 2 squared plus 4862 times 2 minus 1999. And let me bust out the old calculator again. So we get 43,733. And we now have to compare all of these values, okay? So the absolute maximum is the number that is the biggest, and that's obviously 848,381. So our absolute max is negative 10, 848,381, and our absolute minimum is the smallest number, which is negative 2,655, and so our absolute minimum is negative 0.27, negative 2655, and this is the basic procedure for finding absolute maximum and minimum, applicable pretty much everywhere. Although sometimes it'll be easier just to do it by inspection, like I showed you in the tangent example.